And welcome back, folks, to another episode of Fancy Tickles. I'm your host, Bryce Beeler, a.k.a. Wrecking Ball. This is my co-host, hetero life mate, James Maydall, a.k.a. Wise Panda. What in the fuck is going on this week?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, as always.
Oh, yeah. 2020 said, hold my fucking beer. And then 2021 was like, whoa. You don't want to party with the big boys. Let us show you how it's done.
Somebody catch my feet. I'm going to do a keg stand.
So we're in the second week now. So week one, we've got Storm the Capitol, a.k.a. Willie as a medicine man thing.
Yep.
And then week two,
QAnon.
This is first time in history that anybody, I think this is first time in history.
I was going to say that too.
Has ever been impeached twice.
I was going to say, I think that's the only, it's the only thing I can think of.
I saw something, it wasn't even a meme, it was just like a little news article thing, but it was like, it took Nancy Pelosi 180 days to get the COVID relief checks out or whatever, but it took her 5 days to write the articles of impeachment for the second time for the President of the United States. Which is just bananas. Like, I don't know how the whole thing works. Like, I do. Like, you have to have I think a Senate subcommittee and a congressional subcommittee that then give their recommendations on how to impeach, and then they have an impeachment hearing, and they have like an impeachment team. So it's like millions of dollars like in revenue goes into impeaching somebody, and he's going to be done being president in like 2 weeks anyway. Yeah. Like, they will have not attained or gained anything by doing so. Not that I would rather him be like, you know what? If America's cool with this, we'll just deal with him for 11 days, not spend $5 million on that, and have like a one-time lottery.
Well, it's like they...
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know we have lotteries in every state, but if they're just like, everybody with a social security number is like in the thing, and we're just going to pull like random ones and give people money, and then there'll be that many happy families, and then they go and they film the family that's like, oh, my life changed.
Publishers Clearinghouse, big size checks.
And they'll be like, well, we didn't like Trump a lot, but now we kind of like him a lot because we got this money.
Well, that was the big thing that everybody had the issue with before. Like, nobody liked Trump all the way through, and then when all those stimulus checks rolled in, everybody was like, I'll take a free money.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'll take some free money.
I know. There was, all over the Facebook and Instagram, it was like, excuse me, if you didn't support Trump who came up with the stimulus, you just go ahead and give it to me or whatever, essentially. Right. You know, like, oh, no, you didn't want his dirty money. Right. You just give it to me so you can feel good about yourself.
Well, I still haven't got my second stimulus yet. I'm waiting on that to roll through.
Here's a paper in it.
Yeah, that's but the thing. I even checking online, it doesn't say I've been cut one yet. So
does it say?
It says the first one's I received it, and then the second one is not available.
Yeah. So what happens in some instances, especially single, not married filing?
I've heard you also got it. You could, if it doesn't come
could
through,
come as a rebate in your taxes.
Yeah,
so
you
whatever
can claim it on your taxes.
Yeah. You know what I fucking just found out too? So, had the wife, had the kid. So when I was working the whole time, I was filing married, head of household 3, right?
And you haven't changed that on your W-2.
I fucking totally forgot. And so today I remembered because it was just before payday. I was like, so what should I pay? He's like, well, if you plan on paying them everything you owe this year, he was like, you probably should claim single 0 or whatever. Yeah. And I'm going to just do it that way. Even if like people are like, oh no, you can kind of skinny in there and still get a rebate, but not lose so much a month. I don't care. I want to pay as much as I possibly can in so that you get the cool bonus at the end of the year. It's kind of a cool...
Well, if you
don't got bills, it's nice.
Yeah, mine for the whole, like, coming through up until, like, last year, I was getting, like, 1,100.
I lost the remote to the thing. Sorry, dude.
No, you're good.
That's so fucking funny. Anyway.
Just put it in your pocket?
No, man, it's gone. It's fucking gone. So that's what it's going to be the whole time. Anyway, so you got an $1,100 rebate.
Yeah, it's been about $1,000 every year since I've like been working, because it's just me claiming myself. So
no, that's nice though.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe I won't get dinged so hard like I think this year. Then my problem might be is the bonus, because it was unreal. So like, hopefully it didn't just inch me into the next tax bracket.
Well, see, we were making hand over fist with all the overtime we were getting, and then like.
Well, what's cool about overtime is I think you pay it out then. It's not taxed at the end of the year like it is when it's taxed when you make it.
Well, now then this is what I'm also curious about. Does that affect the essential worker extra pay we got added on there too?
Does what? Oh,
the
they
income?
said something about, well, I think it is going to be income. I mean, because it is.
Yeah.
It's real income. So you just would have to, like, if you go to do the TurboTax one or whatever, or the H&R, well, H&R Block just does it, but like the TurboTax online, it will ask you what did you receive in your last year's this, and then it just auto pulls it in. So,
well, I'm sure it's all going to be a little different because of this year anyway.
Right. Well, there'll be
extra questions.
So I was talking to somebody the other day, and this is along the lines of like money and taxes and whatever, but apparently, and I haven't been able to verify this, so if anybody listening could yay or nay this, they said because they had bought a home this year, they were not exempt, but they won't get COVID-19 relief. They don't get there's all these weird stigmas to having bought a house in 2020 that made it so that they can't apply for those things.
Oh, wow.
Like this person, I don't want to say the person's name, but like they didn't get the stimulus. And they don't make too much to get the stimulus.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of thing. And they're not getting the second one. And there's some other thing for like home buyers or whatever that was going around like for people that already owned their home. Maybe that's the reason why is there was some incentivification for people, or not incentivization, but if you already owned a home, they would give you some kind of debt relief thing. So if you bought your home, like it was almost showing that you purposefully did it, knowing that the pandemic was happening, and it's everybody's going to get some time off. Like there's two sets of people now that have had to do the 2 weeks of quarantine for my work already. 3 now, actually. So it's going around everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially anywhere that works in the public. But
so we've been hit here and there different times as well, so.
Well, and it's going to happen everywhere. Like everybody's stuck at home. One of the big topics we were going to talk about is like mental health awareness and knowing what's going on during the pandemic. And I went to cdc.gov, and it says they studied 5,400 people, questionnaire and continual follow-up questionnaires to like double back on the information. Are you still experiencing this? What was your plan in dealing with this? Say you went to a therapist, got a prescription, whatever it was, or my situation changed, I was able to go back in public or whatever. But during the pandemic, studying from May to June, 40.9% of people experienced some form of medically, like they pursued help and got like either antidepressants, or they got some prescription to deal with depression, or
medically assisted help for
exactly.
depression, anxiety.
40.9% of people. I didn't know that many people were on prescriptions like that.
Well, with everything going on, it doesn't take much, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but it doesn't take much to get on those prescriptions either.
Right. Well,
you literally just have to go in and be like, I stress about this. I can't sleep at night. I have issues with this. So a lot of times it's people just going in and getting stuff. But also, I mean, it's also, like we said, with everything going on, the depression rate has been higher because those that didn't have essential jobs were laid off, sent home.
Well, here's the thing I just thought of in the moment. Is that a majority of Americans, even those living the dream that can do every single thing they want every month, are still living check to check. Like, we know people that make $30 an hour that because they have the biggest truck, the biggest house, the biggest this, that, they're actually putting nothing really away every single month. And so you're living month to month. So the ability to be really close to failure all the time, the pandemic comes up, there's a wealth of people that because of those loss in hours, or there is no overtime that you just have been used to for the last 10 years, it really does, I mean, not to contradict your point, but there is so many people probably constantly on the edge. Like, I'm not like a happy-go-lucky dude as it is, so with, if you're stuck inside or you don't like dealing with like the non-social way that everything is now, and that nobody touches, and you're wearing masks, and it's fucking weird. I can say that it's sadder. It's weirder. Everything's odd.
Yeah.
Everybody seems tense.
For somebody that is not a big, like, touchy-feely guy, you want to experience those things. Like,
right.
You miss, like, every time we say goodbye to each other, there's a hug.
Yeah.
A hug or a high five or something, Something
mainly
like...
hugs. I give him the butt hug. Like, the get in there. Like,
I let him pick me up at times, too. It's kind of nice. When he's really... I make him work for it, but he's got to pick me up. But no, like, that's... And like you said, people having to work week to week, paying for those things. Think about this, though, too. All those quarantine babies that are coming out.
I'd imagine that's an astronomical number right now.
And I'm not saying this because it's what it was, but my sister-in-law, or stepsister, just had a baby. And I don't think theirs was quarantine or whatever like that. But they'd been trying for a minute.
Right.
And so, and now they were both working all the way up until she was pregnant, until she got told to stay home and couldn't do nothing.
Right.
And that was like a week before she had the kid. Like, she was working all the way up until then.
Oh, yeah. Some people are good at that. Some people do the bed rest thing if they're...
And they were talking about whether or not she wants to go back. She would essentially not like to go back, but if it has to, then it has to. It's one of those things.
What, to work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some people just, it's nice being able to, like, spend time with your kids and stuff like that. And I don't have kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
but then you're going to have, like... You gotta have
with Ollie, like, she stayed home for a better part of a year. It seemed like maybe it was shorter, but I think, because we just didn't have anybody we wanted to rely on, and I was like super finicky about.
Right.
I didn't want to go to a fucking daycare. They just drop kids and shit all the time. They don't give a fuck. They do. Daycares are good. Like, the one that he goes to now is super awesome. But, like, when they're super little, like, daycares and, like, nurses are all the same. They know actually how tough your kid is when you're, like, walking around like they're, like, made of glass. They're really not that fragile. They're fucking super flimsy and floppy, and, like, it's just that they don't catch themselves, that it's alarming when people, like, drop a baby because, obviously, but they're built to, like, take it.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever seen, like, a gorilla carrying a little baby monkey, it's just got it fucking flip-flop under an arm and just running. So,
which is why I don't understand everybody had the big problem with Harambe.
What now?
The big gorilla that when the kid fell in the cage, he was protecting the kid. And then he, like, started dragging him along. Like, what... it wasn't like he was trying to,
Did he eventually give the kid up? Yeah.
No, they shot the gorilla.
Aww.
That was the... You don't remember those?
That was
the gorilla. Not even a protest. That was, like, the big meme from, like, 2018 or whatever.
I'm going to be honest, I never knew what the gorilla thing was, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah, there's always, like,
so they
remembering
shot a gorilla,
Harambe, yeah. Because the kid crawled into the sanctuary or whatever, and then the gorilla, like, went over and, like, grabbed him and pulled him into the corner, but it was in, like, the little water canal. So he was, like, the whole time he's dragging the kid, I don't know if the kid was on his back or on his front, but he's dragging the kid along, like, and he pulls him into the corner, and then he's, like, kind of standing guard, protecting him for a minute.
There's other gorillas. I got you.
Just being, like, super protective and mothery, and then, like, they drug him back, and then to get the kid out,
it's a zoo,
yeah.
Right? And they didn't have a tranquilizer.
I'm sure they did, but they were like, worried that was going to just upset them more.
You know what's a good idea? I don't know why I'm saying this. Harambe, was this an American zoo?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was like an Indian. Like, not here Indian, like
just because of the
India.
name?
Yeah. I don't know why I thought that. We have, like, Shamu and all kinds of shit that are right here.
Yeah.
That's so funny where my brain goes sometimes. Where
I was like,
a zoo in India. Well, because okay, so maybe I just had a little more faith in America. My fucking faith just went down even further because I was like, well, there's no way that this happened in America. We wouldn't just shoot a fucking animal in the zoo. Like, we would have a tranq gun. It's America and we didn't have a tranq gun. That is so fucked, dude. They were like, they thought, now I'll do it in an American accent. Hey, you guys. How's about we shoot a gun right now at him and run the risk of not killing him, but we may shoot the child, or we wait for the tranq gun. We can shoot either one with that. Win-win.
The tranq one?
Gun. It's Creole or whatever those
okay,
people are.
Gotcha.
Gun. Anyway, so, yeah, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, that was like the
now
big
I gotta
meme
go
of, like,
fucking check it out.
Yeah, check the footage out.
That's fucking sounds cool too. It's
Yeah.
like on Lion King, like Harambe would have been a really badass character.
Harambe.
I was just thinking that. I never know the end of it. I know the beginning of it, but I'm always like,
It's basically all it is. It just turns into ska.
Yeah.
Scatting.
Skit did it, boop. Anywho.
That was actually on the time site, Lion King trivia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the newest one
Why
was
was it on trivia on Time Suck?
So the newest one was Shaka Zulu.
Okay.
And there was one of the songs that was big from back then, and it was the original version of what turned into The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Oh, I gotcha.
And then he put that into Disney got sued for using it without the consent of the person, and they had to pay up an undisclosed amount, which was all it was said.
That dude lived somewhere nice forever.
Oh,
after that.
guaranteed.
That was it. He was like, hey, what would be the most royalties I had ever made ever selling that song originally? Multiply it by like 500 because nobody ever done heard that song before. And then, give me that forever. And he was like, done. Here's $37. And he's like, hot dig, dude. You know how far that'll go in southern Texas? The guy's still there now.
It's Texas instead of Creole now?
That's all right.
It's all.
It's Texas, Louisiana,
very Florida,
watery
very Florida
people.
land language.
I always think of real sweaty, swampy people.
Yeah,
down there in those places. I don't know. Galveston was super like sweaty, swampy people.
Oh yeah.
I went to the very first Joe's Crab Shack in Galveston, Texas. Yeah, it was so gross.
Was it?
It was disgusting. Like it was what you would think it was, which originally was like a dock that had the building built up around it, so the floor is still like the old dock, and it's just years of people dropping their food. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and they had really fucking famous people on the wall, like who's the fucking dude that sang in Vegas?
Elvis?
No, fucking romancer, Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
They had like a picture of him in there, and they had a picture of like Sammy Davis Jr. and just totally random people through all the years, like up to people that are famous, 20 years ago or whatever.
Gotcha.
That would get caught dead in a Joe's Crab Shack or whatever. But yeah, but it was icky. Like one of those places, it's like dirty up the walls. Like it's dirtiest at the bottom. So you can't quite make out where floor swoops up and turns to wall.
Grease on grease.
Yeah, dude, one of those places. I was like, am I going to get sick? And other guys were like, yeah, we're probably going to get sick. I was like, what's the first one?
Legit,
it's the first
Crab
one.
Shack.
Right. It was, it's Joe's Crab Shack. And the guy walks out named Joe with like one tooth. He's like, I have no idea why they copied my story. It's terrible. Like, and they just asked me if they could keep making more. Fucking here we is, man.
Sons of bitches. Did you see Roy from Siegfried and Roy died?
Oh, no shit. I thought he already died of getting mauled by a tiger.
I think the other one died.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I know one of them
so
just
we're gonna
recently
see a bunch
died.
of, like, memes where it's them and the tiger up in the clouds.
With Harambe.
Reunited again, and Harambe's in the back. Like, what's up, dude? I'm fucking Harambe.
Is Hogan in?
I'm getting touched by these weird guys into tigers. Nobody can kill them because they're angels. Or whatever, living in cloud people.
Those mythical creatures.
Fucking mythical creatures. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I lucked out on toys this week.
Did you?
Did Jimmy luck out on toys this week?
I got walked into them by accident. From where I saw them. I'm super excited
for you to show everybody your toys, and because it's cool about that company. So Mego Toys, Correctamundo,
yes,
has been making toys for like ever, and they always make cool, weird. Like I thought my Norm Peterson, that I got. You guys seen it last week. It's Mego.
Mego by Marty Abrams.
Yes. And then Jimmy went and found...
So I found, again, the horror guy, Jason, owned my thing. I found a Candyman, which I was pretty jazzed about. A Creeper from Jeepers Creepers, which was a horror movie my dad ruined, and I think I told you that story before.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I love their line of toys because they're very 70s. Like,
oh, yeah.
They're very, like, almost like Ken and Barbie doll style. Like, they have the clothing and they have, like, the heads how they want them.
Right.
Super
14
retro.
points at articulation, which is even cooler.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I didn't realize
shit.
it was that many.
That's crazy because, like, pro wrestlers are 9.
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter.
That's fucking sweet, dude. And there's 2 versions of that. I remember you sent me the picture of him in the, like, blue jumpsuit.
In the blue jumpsuit,
like when he's already in prison or whatever.
And then I already got this in the Mecca, but I figured it was kind of cool too. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So I am loving right now that all these toy lines and like that are from movies and horror and everything are starting to become so popular. Like, who knew that those, like you and me were just starting to talk about it. You know, I had found what I thought was an old one, and then boom, all of a sudden there's fucking that's at Walmart.
So this past Saturday was the day that my dad had passed away, and I was out to breakfast celebrating with a friend, and we not celebrating, but like
that's a really weird
horrible.
Way to
it
put
is a really weird way to put it, but
we
it was
were
like
celebrating.
Like it was kind of like just reminiscing basically.
Yes, I know.
Hardly any conversation of the old man came up, which was kind of ironic, but there was a little bit. I mean, so it was just kind of like one of those nice things to get together.
Yeah,
hadn't seen her in a while, so we stopped by Walmart so she could pick up some crafts and stuff. She's huge into D&D. So she's been building, like, the sets and, like, the maps and, like, she does up little, like, plants and shit for the scenery and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we
That's
stopped off there to let her do her thing, and then we walked around the corner to where they have, like, the Bluetooth speakers and stuff like that and all the headphones.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're walking, like, for next time
I know
you
what
go,
you meant. When I went to look, I was looking by, like, cell phone cases looking for headphones. I was like, I don't even remember.
All the way down.
After I left there and then we were talking about it, I was like, they're on the other side there.
So yeah, we walk around the corner and I'm like not even paying any attention. She goes, "Is this where you were getting your stuff?" And I look up and I was like,
was there only like one each or?
No, so there was the most Candyman. I even kind of organized them so I could have like there was one creeper and I tucked that behind the Lecters. I'm trying to get better at hiding shit a little bit down there.
Oh yeah.
There was 4 Candyman, 2 Hannibals, 1 Creeper, and 3 Leatherfaces.
Did they only have the one style of the Hannibal?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering if they had the.
Because if they had both of them, I'd have grabbed both of them.
That's true. That's true.
But for $15 a piece, they weren't bad.
No, that's not bad at all. Especially because like right now it's our generation that is making things pop. Like the idea that we all collect these things is it's the same reason you're seeing these like masters of the WWE universe. So instead of being He-Man, it's like this one's Mr. T. I just picked this up this week. I was pretty pumped because they didn't have shit for actual Elite Series or anything down there, so I picked that one up. And the Jake the Snake, evil purveyor of poison. I thought that one was pretty sweet. And the other 2, they didn't have the Bray Wyatt, and they had the Seth Rollins, but I'm not gonna fucking buy that. So
no.
That guy sucks.
The only reason I would buy... Well, he's a solid wrestler.
No, he's not. He's a terrible fucking wrestler. Awful timing.
Well, a lot of it, too, is like
timing.
the gimmick now, I think, that they put him in, and that throws it all off.
Oh, is it like trying to be a really good wrestler and he's not?
No, he's like the bad guy.
Right.
Now, for a change.
Sure.
That's like Roman Reigns being the bad guy.
He's so bad at it. He's always smiling and shit. Like Vince is just, he's like, I will make you poor. He's just got an earpiece in. He's like, you will never fucking make $1 again. So he's out there all just sad.
So here's the storyline with that, with Roman Reigns. So they've had like a new general manager kind of come about, and it's not even anybody knows.
Oh, really? Lame.
His name's like Adam Pearce, I think is what it is. And you used to see him come through, and he'd be like, clear out whenever somebody'd get jumped in the back and kind of like push him away. They started using him as a mouthpiece to go between like Vince and like the other talent and whatnot. Well, turns out he used to be a pro wrestler back in the day. Like he legit wrestled for like 10 or 12 years. Had matches against Adam Cole way back in the day. Solid wrestler. He like quit, retired, whatever, hung up the trunks. And so what they did was they were going to have a gauntlet match to see who was going to face Roman at Rumble for his belt. So they put, it's like Rey Mysterio, Shinsuke, like a handful of people in this match. Well, they pull some, Roman comes out and he goes, I pulled some strings. You're also in the match. And so what they do is he's the last guy to come out. And so
it's Roman still, obviously.
Well, Roman's the champ,
right?
But it's who's gonna face Roman at Rumble.
Oh,
so he's not even in the match.
I got.
So it's like a handful of number one contenders they're going. So Adam Pearce is the last guy out. Roman's out there. Jey Uso's out there. They jump the last person who's in there. Adam Pearce is kind of standing back, like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, why are you guys doing this? They super kick Adam Pearce, drag him over for the pin, so now Roman gets to face him.
Oh, that's who. Okay, well, so why? They're wasting a main event?
It is, but it's not. Like, it's kind of...
He's just going to squash him as soon as they wrestle.
They want to give him, like, a hero's comeback, kind of. They're going to give him, like almost like a hot tag is what it'll be. He'll start getting his ass kicked. He'll catch a counter, couple counters. Roman will spear him, and that'll be the match.
Like, that seems like such a waste of a fucking...
It is, but at the same time, it's like, it's a different storyline at Rumble.
They're going to waste a Royal Rumble on a cliche match. I mean, they've done it before, but, like, at least it was real wrestlers doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the Goldberg, Drew McIntyre.
Well, at least Goldberg is, like, intimidating and large and muscly still.
Somewhat, but at the same time, like, they're looking at it as...
More than, like, a AAA wrestling A-leaguer for 10 years.
Well, they're pulling it as a Legends match.
Right, whatever, that's what they are. But, I mean, I'm just
get
saying
it, but it's almost like...
we're acting like he hasn't wrestled for 30 years. He wrestled, like, 6 months ago or whatever.
Well, yeah, but we don't need to go through another Goldberg title reign. We really
we don't need to go through another Vince script ever.
No.
No more Vince.
They'll probably... So, on Monday, they did Triple H versus Randy Orton.
I saw that.
In a fight. That was a solid match.
No, that was super good. And Triple H still looks good.
Jesus.
I mean, he's thinner, obviously. Like, his pecs aren't as... But he looks way fitter now. Like, he looks more balanced. Like...
Well, that was, like... So, like... My favorite in shape Triple H was when he came back after he tore the quad.
Yeah.
When he comes back with the leather jacket and the jean jacket over it.
Because he was on, like, Men's Fitness magazine, Men's Health, like, a couple, 3, 4
So he comes back from that, and he's just, like, jacked. And then it slowly starts to deteriorate. You see him start to get
a little
flabby.
Soft, yeah.
Oh, wait. Not a little.
So hard
it was way soft.
It's just really hard to keep that up, dude. It's gotta be, you know?
Well, and it was one of those things, too, where I don't know if he was doing road shows or if he was just doing television. Because if you're just doing television, you're not having to
beat up,
stay in shape. Like, you're going home, so you're like,
I get what you're saying.
You're going to eat those cheat meals. You're going to eat with the family and the kids.
Well, and you're not wrestling all week.
Dinner and wrestling, or ice cream and stuff like that with the kids and whatnot. So you've got all that.
That's still so crazy that they haven't figured out how to, like, alleviate that. Like, I mean... Like, there's only 2 professions in the whole world I could think of that are this way, and this is just what pops into my head, is truckers and pro wrestlers. Like, truckers are never home. Yeah. Pro wrestlers are never fucking home, and they've never figured out a way to, like, you know, like, right now would be the perfect time. Like, if they...
It's any pro athlete, I think, at that point. And, I mean, a lot of anything that is going to require a tour...
Right. Okay. So yeah. When they're, like, constantly practicing wherever that's at or whatever. But a lot of those players have homes in those cities. So when they're done with practice or whatever they do all week long, besides when they're on the road going to a game, but now, like, barely any of them actually use buses, dude. They fly everywhere. Yeah. They all fly.
Well, most of them have their own, like, team private jets and shit like that, too.
Or what? Yeah. Or the famous ones that just have their own goddamn jet. Yeah. But yeah, it's just... You'd think they'd figure out... Well, I guess maybe because you get to be famous, but, like, the pro wrestling one's the hardest trade-off I've ever seen. I mean, I guess the trucking one is because you're not a millionaire and you never get turned into an action figure. But, like, actually I want to look that up and see if there's, like, a trucker action figure. Just big old beer belly and, like, a little bag of porn and his little pee jug, you know? They all do it. Yeah, you can't be on the road 16 hours a day and not... And, like, I better just pull over and go pee. They got fucking piss jugs. They're on the road, bud. Like they'd say in Trailer Park Boys. Fuck. But yeah, what other I got more toys. So, I would not have gotten all three of them had all three of them not existed.
Or been there at once.
Right, yeah, like, because I hate buying half collections, but I got the Funko Pop vinyl.
Well, we've been looking at those for a year for you.
3 series of... Really? Have they been down there before?
Well, no. I brought those to your attention like a year ago.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about how this is one of your favorite movies.
That's right. So Shorty, Jumbo, and Spiky, a.k.a. you, me, and... Well, we don't need a other co-host anymore, but... Anyway, I was super fucking pumped. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, all 3 of them. And those are like the most detailed ones of it I have out of all of them. Like, I think my Morty that's coming in the mail with the spacesuit.
It's still not here yet?
No, it just shipped like 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
So that whole time it was just sitting in the, whatever they call it. Like, it showed that I ordered it, but it hadn't actually even touched the mail yet. So, for whatever reason, they probably, to be honest, were waiting for it to be made.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have a brand spanking new one. But they all look awesome. A couple of them, I need to go get the protectors or whatever for them, but I've seen some fascinating collections of those lately.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, I showed you the pictures of that one.
And like, yeah, just like your friend's got an immense amount of them.
She's got more in storage. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, I can't get so much into my collecting that I have to put them in boxes and store them somewhere else. I kind of want to see them or whatever. But I'm sure she's got like a plan, obviously to get them all.
Well, I mean... The shelving that you saw, there's shelves that drop down as low as, like, the TV stand over there in the corner.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And stacked to the ceiling.
Like, imagine just all
She said
of
some of them
shelves.
were 2 or 3 deep at some point.
Yeah, thousands of those things, dude. They're, like, from the pictures you showed me, even 1 deep would have been, like, 1,000 of those fucking things. No, I got, like, 6 or something.
Well, they're the ones that you want, though. That's the thing, too.
Yeah, that's the reason I get them. Like, I normally wouldn't have splurged, but at Walmart they're only like $8 online. Like some of the that one I bought was like $22, but I already looked it up on the collector thing and they're worth like $40. So I'm like, okay, well,
might as well.
I can handle that at least, so it's not like.
Well, that's like the NECA ones. I've got 2 of the Friday the 13th ones. I would like to get the whole collection of them.
Dude, I messaged that dude on the thing that had the Evil
Dead ones.
The Evil Dead ones. Fucking dick.
Was he?
If you're somebody that listens to the show and you're the one that was selling those fucking NECA Ash characters on the marketplace, go fall on something sharp, dude. You suck. He was just super rude, like.
Well, that one that you and Sean hate dealing with has got a Spawn figure for $50 on there.
He's a fucking turd. Same thing. Anyway, no names, but there's some people that deal with toys that are shady individuals. And I don't like it. You should be happy people if you're dealing with toys. I love toys. I don't want no bad juju. I couldn't have bought that motherfucker if I wanted it, dude. I'd have been like, ugh, God, Jim, get these out of my house. You're welcome.
I saw one today. I saw a meme today. It was like, dude was on the phone. It was like a couple different shots or whatever. It's like, hey, Mom, no. And on the other end of the phone, it comes out. She's like, I told your cousin I was going to give him all your toys. You're 36 years old.
Right. No, Mom, no, you don't understand.
I don't think that's how it works.
They're still in the box.
Yeah. Well, they had, remember the turtle ones I was telling you about down there? They got 2 more Splinter and Shredders down there now, too.
Like detailed
the double ones?
Are they
the
NECAs?
Double NECAs?
All right. How late's Walmart open?
11. So
really?
Yep. We got time to go down
I thought
and look
they
at it.
closed shit all up. Yeah, dude, we need to go check out fucking... Got a little scratch right now. Not a scratch on my knee. I got a scratch on my knee, but I got some scratch. Now I'm saying...
Something burning a hole in your wallet there, is it?
Yeah. Well, if I get excited enough, and if I see... Dude, I'll probably get one of the... Like... I wonder what year this is. Now it makes me question it, because I thought it was older. Mine says 2018 on it.
I've got a 2020.
Right, that makes sense. Anyhow.
But yeah, he started doing this in 54.
Mego? Yeah, they've been around for... Dude, they were the ones that used the fucking animal plastic or whatever. So, like, there's a way to make plastic out of, like, farm byproduct, like fats and whatever. Or something.
Okay.
And I think it's called... I'm totally butchering their names. It's Lameline, I think is what it's called. And like if you look at old dolls that have plastic faces and they have that like yellowish, pocky kind of look to it, that's like animal rendered plastics. In some way, maybe I'm like getting my exact, but it's something weird like that where it's like.
We'll have to dig a little deeper in those.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's
yeah.
Well, it's like, so I started finding, you know how they have like the American Pickers show and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
On Disney, they've got one called The World According to Jeff Goldblum. And it's Jeff Goldblum. He just has like these thoughts of like things that like, so like the first one was on sneakers. And so he like starts going through and like figuring out, you know, why are sneakers so popular? And he goes to like a sneaker con where there's just people
$80,000 sneakers and shit.
Yeah, and just dude sitting there and he's got a table of like 35 Jordans or something like that, and he's like, I want 1,500 or 3,500 for the whole collection.
So where does that come from? Where do the ones that you see people have that they're just a color, like, did they literally contact Nike in some way? And Nike, like, made a custom shoe, and since they only made one, now it's a $30,000 shoe?
No, so a lot of them is... So, it's... There's, like, the complete authenticity of it is part of it. So, each, like, a real sneaker, like the real Jordans or the real Nikes or Air Force Ones or whatever, are going to have a certain smell. The weight's going to be there. You can tell by the texture, the fabric, and stuff like that.
I don't mean the difference between
that's what I'm saying.
It's, and a real one.
Again, like, the some of them are reissues though too. That's the thing.
That's what that's kind of what I'm asking. Am I looking at some of these shoes and they're actually like a 1985 something or
Probably.
1990 something?
There's some of those that are going to be like
that.
But then there's also like the reissue, so they're only going to make
so many of
the shoes. That's why you see like when they
I'm
drop
talking like the boutique sneaker places where you can drop like $30,000 on a pair of shoes.
To get a pair. So that is like you are picking the color, you're picking the fabric, you're picking the leather that's going into
and then
it.
Fucking Nike.
And they're not even just Nike.
There's custom sneakers.
Yeah, there's a guy that out of California somewhere that on this episode he goes to called the Sneaker Surgeon. And you go in and you talk to him, okay, I like this kind of shoe, and then you go back into his fabric warehouse and you start picking out fabrics and stuff like that. So like Goldblum's like, I like black and white combos. And I guess one of his brothers or cousins or something could have potentially been a professional basketball player, and he played for a certain college that he like brings in the shoe to him, and it's like he says he likes gold and silver and black and white combos, and he mentions the fact that his family member was going to be a pro basketball player or whatever, and so when the guy delivers the shoe, it's like a black and white combo shoe. The inside of the tongue is the zebra color, fabric that he picked out, and you can only see it on the inside of the shoe, so that's how you know it's like just a little hidden detail for you. And then on the tongue is the same W that was on the jacket of his family member that he showed him a picture of.
Right.
So he kind of like incorporated all that in there.
That's pretty cool though.
And then like the next one is ice cream, and so he goes to like. There's a place called Salt and... God, I just looked it up on my phone earlier today to see what kind of flavors. But you can order ice cream, like pints of ice cream, to your house.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they have like certain flavors. So one of the they all crazy flavors. Like there's like a black olive and something else that they do. They're doing one that's made with some pig's blood.
Ew.
Yeah.
Just because?
He just experiments with all kinds of stuff. So he names one, they go and they create a Goldblum ice cream flavor for Jeff Goldblum. And then like the third one, it's tattoos. Yeah. So he's like, what's so fascinating about tattoos? Why do people get tattoos? And then at the end of it, on Jeff Goldblum Day, that they actually have a real day in Pittsburgh for, there's a tattoo shop that does like Jeff Goldblum specials.
So you can get like the Fly or Jurassic
well, like
Park,
a lot of them is like the Jurassic Park, like the dinosaur with the glasses on or something like that. And so one of the things that he does is he like sneaks in the back, and he's never done a tattoo before or anything like that. And so he like gloves up and he like asks one of the guys, he's like, would you mind if I tattooed a little portion of this? And he's like, yeah, I would be honored. And so like, he sits down and like the guy's got all the other detail done, and he just adds like a little shading inside the mouth. And he's like, we're bonded for life now. And like that was,
You're
but then
getting
like
a Jeff Goldblum tattoo by
an
Jeff
original,
Goldblum on Jeff Goldblum Day,
right?
That'd
but then he
so
does
much.
like other little, and like the next one is like on denim, and like it's pretty
Sounds
interesting. Yeah, it's like a half-hour show.
Fuck
But
yeah.
they're pretty good.
I like little quick ones like that.
Yeah.
Just give me the meat and the taters.
Yep.
Skip through.
And so he
cool
like
shit.
goes through like his questions of why it's important to him, like what's his first memory of it, like where the product it came from, how sneakers came from. So like the vulcanized rubber, that's what made sneakers other than just open-toed shoes.
Right.
And so like, and then they'd wear out constantly and shit like that. He goes to the Adidas factory. It's like the Adidas division plan or something like that in Portland.
Yeah. Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
So, and he's like, the guy's like trying to get him to like, we're going to see what shoe you would need for like, say you're going to go running. And like they have a pressure plate that you step on, so
Right.
it tells you where you need more support in your shoe or anything like that.
Kind of like the Walmart thing, but
Yeah.
like fancier, obviously.
So we need you to run across it. And so he like kind of does this little jog, and he's like, can you do it again, but just don't bop this time? And so like they keep giving him shit. They're like, boppers don't really get the greatest of rating, and Goldblum's just like,
He's a bopper.
sworn enemy is now giving me advice on how to run. But it was pretty entertaining for a show,
Cool.
yeah.
Shit, yeah, dude. I'll have to check it out. That guy's interesting. He's played so many different
Oh, yeah.
weird. Seems like a really eclectic guy. I seen him in like a Manhattan suit with the skinny tie on some show, and I was like, God, that dude is slick shit. You know, I want to be slick.
And he
like
still
that, and I'm
dresses
down.
all slick as
Oh,
fuck
he
like
dresses
that.
super nice and super forward too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, shit, man. I think that's a fucking episode. We talked about what happened the first 2 weeks of this fucking year already. I can't wait, because, like we were talking about before
The fact that
pod,
it's already halfway through the year right now or through the month,
Yeah.
it seems like just blowing by super quick.
Yeah, well, I think it's just giving us weeks. Every week we'll have something new and cool.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, oh, for sure next week we'll be like, you know, you thought last week was fucking crazy. If you're all still able to watch using the internet, you know.
Here we go.
If the power's back on in your city and you haven't been eaten by a zombie yet, fucking peep episode 54! Or wherever we're at.
We're at, yeah.
For some reason, I'll get a bro accent from the radiation poisoning.
Also, not to put a little sprinkle in your pipe so you can smoke it, we're about 79 views total between Spotify and the YouTube from hitting 1,000.
Oh, nah.
Yeah. So roughly at
Wait a minute. Whoa,
so
whoa,
at
whoa,
the
whoa.
amount we're going,
Uh-huh.
by the time we hit the 1 year mark,
Uh-huh.
I will have to pay forward my
What-
on
so
one
what's
extent or
Spotify
another.
on? What's Spotify?
Spotify is at like 780 something.
Okay. It's been
And
that
we've
way
got-
forever.
Well,
right?
but we're still getting listens here and there. We're not
Okay.
getting like the 20 that we were, because
So-
obviously we're getting those
So
views on YouTube
780,
now.
and then what's on the YouTube?
YouTube's like 135.
Oh, so we're
So it's like
combined.
921,
That's
yeah.
fair. That's fair.
See, I figure that would be fair enough. I'm not gonna
Oh,
like.
wow.
It's like
Jimmy, you're so
921.
close. You're gonna eat it, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I figure that's gonna be the easiest for me, because I'm not a big smoker.
I was just gonna be because somebody's good at eating. Dude, we'll just get you like a whole bag of the little cookies, and then you fucking can't help it. You'll just be a cookie in a way and be like, I should have fucking stopped like 10 cookies ago. My brain's melted. No, eating weed's different than smoking it.
That's what I've heard.
Way different. Like smoking weed or like vaping, it's like all at once, like up in your dome, and like eating it. Actually, you're probably gonna dig it, to be honest, man, because it don't fuck with your head as
That's
much.
what everybody keeps telling me.
It gives
that
you
I
this
said.
like, you know, like when you're a kid and you're like super relaxed, like on a yard or a trampoline or something. You're just like fucking so content. Like that's what weed does. Like I have a theory that weed hasn't gotten any more potent than it ever was. It's just people are more stressed.
Yeah.
So like you're always going to that same place with weed no matter what. They just don't realize that like you're just more stressed. So it's like, whoa, what was that jump? It's like, you're back to level.
What
it's
did we
all
go
good.
there for?
But wow, I can't wait. Are we gonna do it kind of on the pod?
We'll probably do it prior to the pod.
Okay.
And
then you can just like relay like what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't wait, dude. I'm so fucking excited. Come on, folks. Get with it. Watch episodes. Like, subscribe, view, be our friend. Make this motherfucker do drugs. I can't fucking wait, dude. Pop that hymen at 40. Alright, well, we love you, folks. Have a good night. Hopefully nothing bad's happened by the time you get to listen to this.
Right.
Hopefully, yeah, because it seems like all these people get excited for the weekend. All this bad shit waits for the weekend, so it's almost the weekend. Please be good. And
drive safe, don't drink and drive.
Don't do that. Don't have to do that ever, but yeah.
Yeah.
Especially this week. You don't want to be in jail when the world ends.
Don't do that. Don't be that guy locked up. You can't see the fireworks going off.
That's right. So, Fancy Tickles, Spotify, YouTube, OnlyFans. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.